11 days ago, right here in Kent County, a 25-year-old Michigan woman named Ruby Garcia, who's become a very well-known name, beautiful young woman, was savagely murdered by an illegal alien criminal on March 22nd. He shot 17-year-old Ruby. Actually, she was a beautiful, beautiful young woman. Now Ruby's loved ones and community are left grieving for this incredible young woman, remembering what they called her. They said she had just this most contagious laughter, and when she walked into a room, she lit up that room. And I've heard that from so many people. I spoke to some of her family.
You just heard Donald Trump claim that he spoke to the family of Ruby Garcia, who was tragically murdered last month. But he didn't talk to her family members. And now her family members are furious about this, not only because Trump has used her murder to politicize and use for his own political purposes, but because he lied about calling family members. I don't know why he did this. This is so stupid. Now, he also incorrectly stated her age. She was 25 years old when she was killed. Now, Mavi Garcia, Ruby's sister and the family spokesperson, told local news, quote, "Trump did not speak with any of us, so it was kind of shocking seeing that he had said that he had spoken with us and misinforming people on live TV." Mavi Garcia, the family spokesperson, according to local news, said neither Trump nor anybody from his campaign had contacted her or anybody in her immediate family. She said her family is close and she would know if that had happened. Look, there are areas where Trump, and I've given him credit and I've gotten heat for giving him credit, where he knows the right optics, politically speaking, and he uses that to his advantage. But you can't, this is not an example of good optics. You can't lie about how you reached out to family members who were victimized by, a tragic murder that killed one of their own, when you didn't. He didn't do it.
I disagree. You can do that.
Why would you do that? It's
he
so
just
dumb.
did it, and you know why? Because what's the difference? What, is Fox gonna bring on Mavi Garcia? Is Newsmax gonna interview her? Daily Wire's gonna be aggrieved by this? No right wingers ever gonna know. Yeah, CNN covered it. No, the right wingers will definitely see. They won't know, they don't care. And why would they? From Trump's point of view, they're the Garcias. Screw them, they don't really count. They're useful as a political weapon right now. They're not real people. I mean, him up there, every single sentence, like the biggest thing that was a lie was, I've talked to many people, her family, but every sentence in that was a lie. He had to read her name off a paper and then sort of realize that it was clear that he hadn't been familiar with the name. So he's like, a famous name that everyone knows. And then he starts, as he tries to fill it out, he has to pretend that he knows about her.
Pausing here to deliver some honest truth as we do in our news coverage as well. TYT is facing challenges, guys, as the entire industry is. You know who could make the difference? You. If you hit the join button below, it's gonna make all the difference and keep us in business. We appreciate you, thank you.
Do you have the thing about the eulogy?
Okay, let's get to some more of the details.
Okay, because it just, every sentence just proves that he doesn't give a damn about this person.
Okay, so hold your thought on the eulogy. I wanna give you more details about this story. So if you're wondering what the background is in regard to this tragic murder, Ruby was killed by a guy named Brandon Ortiz Veidt, who has confessed to the crime. He has confessed that he carried out this murder. He immigrated to the United States as a child and was basically allowed to stay in the United States under DACA. Though he was deported under the Trump administration in September of 2020, he later found his way back to the United States. So obviously Trump is, using this tragic case for political purposes and his, continued anti-immigration messaging. Police have stated that Ortiz Veidt and Ruby were in a relationship, although Mavi totally disagrees with that and says that the two were just friends. I don't really care what their relationship was. The point is he murdered her, period. Mavi also feels frustrated that her sister's death has become a political instrument, and I would feel the same way. This is a serious matter, and if you genuinely care about people who have been victimized by these awful crimes, then if I were running for office and I wanted to talk about this story, I would care enough to reach out to the family and make sure that they're okay with me talking about it because I would not want them to feel like they're being exploited for political purposes. So Mavi says, it's always been about illegal immigrants. Nobody really speaks about when Americans do heinous crimes. I mean, I do. And it's kind of shocking why he would just bring up illegals. What about Americans who do heinous crimes like that? The focus should be on my sister right now, who she was in life. I want people to remember who she was in life. She was a very happy person, a very generous person. She was always so happy, could light up a room. So the Trump campaign has denied requests for comments in response to Mavi's statements here.
Yeah.
But John, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you brought up earlier?
Yeah, well, what I just meant in that was as part of his, I guess I have to pretend, do I know who the hell this is? Never seen her name before, gonna forget her in 10 minutes, have to pretend. Lights up a room, magnetic person, like as if he's had conversations. Because he's interested, because he cares about her, and he wants to understand her as a person. He's gone and he's talked to people, and he's absorbed an idea of who this person was. All of that is BS. They wrote that on that little piece of paper from him, drawing it from news articles where other people had talked about her. He didn't talk to anybody. Those exact phrases that he used to describe her were in a Newsweek article about her. Some like person affiliated with the staff just wrote down a couple of bullet point notes, and he lied. Because he doesn't care. He doesn't really care about the killer. He doesn't care about the victim. He doesn't care about the family. He doesn't care about any of these people. He is a monster. That is who he is. He is the only actual person that exists in the universe. The rest of us are here, and he wants to grope some of us and con some of us, but that's it. We're just playing pieces on the game that he's playing. And that's how you end up in those sort of situations. And that thing, if like Joe Biden did that, or Barack Obama had done that, if a candidate for president had done that, that might well be the end of their candidacy if this came out about them. For Trump, in 2 days' time, you will never hear about it again. It will have no negative impact on him whatsoever.
Yeah, look, to play devil's advocate to some extent, I do agree that if Biden or a different Democratic candidate for president did something similar, I think the political ramifications would definitely be more pronounced, right? I think Democratic voters tend to care more about these kinds of gross exploitative lies. But with that said, we should also acknowledge that Democratic politicians exploit tragedies that Americans face all the time. I mean, during the State of the Union address, right? There was the woman from Texas who was denied an abortion when she found out that she had a non-viable fetus that put her reproductive health in jeopardy, right? And so obviously she attended the State of the Union, her consent was involved.
He actually talked to her.
He actually talked to her, but honestly, like those moments in public appearances overall at this point kind of gross me out because it's like, listen, Biden, like you're president. Democrats had a super majority during the Obama administration and could have codified reproductive rights, but just decided not an important matter right now. And in fact, Obama released a statement saying that that wasn't a priority, and look at where we are now, where you have abortion bans in various red states. And so in this case with Trump, it would have been far better if he was respectful of the family and actually reached out to them and asked them permission to talk about the story because they're clearly not okay with it, right? They don't want it to be exploited. But even in cases where the consent is there and those specific stories are highlighted, it's always done specifically for political purposes, for political gain.
Yeah, no, I think you're right to point that out. I think that's good. I'm glad that you added that context. I would say it's always going to be a little bit like, because we follow politics so much, like, oh God, you're doing this again. But to me, it bothers me less to the extent that I think that you actually mean it, that you actually want to accomplish the thing you're saying, that you actually care about the person that you're talking about, and it's an actual expression of your values. Like, if Bernie brings a family onto a live stream or something, he actually cares about the people he's talking about. That doesn't bother me nearly as much. For Biden, as you point out, he could have done stuff and didn't, so it's like kind of like somewhere in the middle of that spectrum. For Donald Trump, man, he is never gonna think about that woman's name again. He went to New York for the cop who died.
Diller, yes.
If you asked him that guy's name right now, do you think he could say that name?
I don't know. But I will say that was where I gave him credit for the good optics
of
attending.
optics.
Yeah, I mean, that's all politics is in America at this point. It's all about optics. It's never about actually delivering. And
yes, I mean, I would argue that this for Trump is as good optics because it doesn't matter because nothing matters. Like, he did his speech, he had cops behind him. Nobody's gonna talk to the Garcias, so I think it's probably fine for him. I hate both of them. I hate this more because it's more dishonest, but
yeah. Don't do that. Don't exploit
Don't do that.
victims' families for political purposes. I just find it gross and super distasteful. Yes. And if you're gonna brag about calling them, actually call them. Don't lie about calling them.
Hey, thanks for watching that video. We really appreciate it, guys. And we appreciate it if you become members because that allows us to be independent, honest, progressive, all the things that you don't get from corporate media. And all of that is because of you guys. Hit the join button below and become one of us. Become a Young Turk.